and welcome to actually the 8th episode of the Texas Private School Podcast. I'm here with Hayden Whites, Lake Country Christian running back, athlete, Mr. Do It All for whatever he can for this team. So since the award show is coming up, we really haven't had anything planned, and there's not really any news to really talk about. So I wanted to sit down with a guy that really, has done all he can for this Lake Country team for the past 4 years at his career. Yeah, we were just, catching up a little bit before this, talking about it because, both of us grew up in Fort Worth mainly, I went to Southwest Christian and, he went to Lake Country Christian, both of us, I guess their team more has had success in the past couple of years than I have at my school. But I mean, like we have that Fort Worth bond, and actually we were just talking about how his grandfather actually coached at Southwest Christian for a while, and his dad, who's now the head coach at Lake Country Christian, who started up the program, was the assistant coach at Southwest Christian. So I've just known. I was talking to my mom about it the other day, and I was like, I was gonna interview Hayden Whites, thinking about doing that. And he's like, oh, and his dad's Wade Whites and all that. And my mom went, oh, do you know that, like, Wade Whites? I don't know that name. And I was like, wait, how? He's like, oh, well, he used to coach there, him and his dad. And I was like, that's shocking because, I didn't know that because, yeah, your granddad was the one that brought him so much success at Southwest Christian back in the day when I was, in preschool back in the day. But, it was really interesting to see because, they brought in Coach Hamstra and, he had somewhat success, but until I believe they brought in Flowers, that was when it's now doing good over here. But just talk about, like, I guess football's always been in y'all's blood, really, like it's the White family, that's all that, it's ball. That's what y'all do. So just talk about it, what it means to your family, really.
So it goes back to my granddad. He actually played in college. He started at a JUCO, and then I think he ended up playing at New Mexico State for a little bit. And, he got it all started for us. And, he taught his two boys, my father and my uncle, he taught them the game. And my uncle went on to play running back at Texas Tech for a little bit. And my father played all 4 years. He's played free safety at Tarleton State and had a lot of success there. And, now it's passed on to me. And, I took a lot of heart in the game. Started playing in 6th grade because my dad, he wanted to be my coach because, he felt like he would give me the best opportunity. And so, I started playing in 6th grade, fell in love with the game right away. Wasn't the biggest kid, but, I played my heart out every time I was out there. And, then I got into high school, and it was pretty nerve-wracking at first. Didn't know how to adapt to the varsity level, but my sophomore year is when things really took a leap for me. I had a breakout year. I eclipsed 2,000 rushing yards and had about 33 total touchdowns. And that's when I sat down and told myself, like, this is what I want to do in college. I'm going to start, working a lot harder and, doing what I can to make me have a better opportunity at the next level. So, now I have a little brother that's in middle school that I'm trying to coach up, pass the torch to him,
Right.
try, keep it all going and see where it goes. But yeah, football is just, it's been in the family for the longest time. It's all we talk about. It's all we watch on TV. And we all love it. Even my mom and sister will get in on the conversations. So it's a good time.
I bet. Yeah, I like you talking about it because being someone in Fort Worth, like I'll always hear about Lake Country because both are Fort Worth, private schools, all that, and we've always heard about there's always been success at Lake Country over the years, but in the past couple of years with you. And the couple years ago with Ryan Hollingsworth at quarterback, y'all's tandem was special. I mean, just before knowing you, I just knew the name Hayden White for how successful you have been for the past couple years. I mean, talking about it, like, yeah, you said your sophomore year, had that great of a season, but I mean, you did it this year too, and I don't know the stats, but I'm guessing you did it your junior year too. So I mean, that's just how you've honestly dominated the level of Division 3 football here in Taps. State wasn't. You've gotten there. You've gotten close to state every time, and it was something that you just couldn't achieve. But talk to me about your time here at Lake Country, and you like you said, you literally did give it all, and there's no one can ever take from you. Oh yeah, like he didn't try his hardest because. I mean, the stat line absolutely shows that you did whatever you could to help your team win every single game you tried. So, I mean, just talking about your time here in Lake Country, your high school career.
So, freshman year, it was a little shaky. We had a big senior class and we had high hopes. But near the end of the year, me and a lot of my freshman teammates were actually starting. So that's kind of when we knew we'd be special. So then sophomore year, that's when things took off, like I said. And that team really, the success comes from God and just how close we were. We were all really close, and we'd hold Bible studies or whatever. And, I think that's what got us going. And I made a lot of good relationships from that team and still talk to a lot of guys. And, then you move on to junior year. Well, we got close to state that sophomore year. We, projected to win and everything. It was a good game. And I will go ahead and give a shout out to Shiner St. Paul. That's a great football program that, always wins. So, we didn't meet our goal, but junior year, we had another successful season with another very close team. And, we all loved each other. We didn't reach our goal, but and the same thing goes for this year. A great season where we're a close team that didn't reach our goal. But I just want to say that even though it's upsetting and there was a lot of crying and a lot of tears, we all know that the most important thing is that we all built a relationship together, as a team, and we all built a relationship with God, and we wouldn't trade it for the world. We all love each other. This senior class has been really close throughout the years, and we're going to continue to support each other no matter what, through thick and thin. So yeah, had a lot of good experiences over the years.
Yeah, that's one thing, football is brings like your guys like that team really does come together because you have the typical saying of, oh yeah, you've done everything together, 6 a.m. workouts, the off season training, 2 a days, all that, and it makes those guys come together, and you still have that love for each other even after high school. And I think I'm still close with all those guys on that team, and no matter what, I think if they ever reach out or need anything, I think that bond is still there for sure. And I think that's something in football that makes it special, That's like my best friends came from football from high school. Those are the guys I count as my brothers, that I rely on through my thick and thin. Yeah, I think that's something special that, you always talk about people like after you reach out to high school, like after you leave high school, sorry. Like you really don't talk to your high school friends. But I think playing a sport like football, I mean, you can do this for any sport for sure. But I think just speaking from my perspective, you build a bond with those guys that will last a lifetime, And I just think that's really special. And you always see it. Remember what is it? Friday Night Lights. At Odessa. Those guys. They're still friends afterwards and all that.
Right.
I think it really is something special. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of what you're talking about, Shiner St. Paul. Yeah, it's a great program. Hats off to them. I'm really excited to go. I'm trying to get down and go visit a lot of schools around Texas in the spring. Just get to know these guys, and I'm really excited to go see them for sure. Division 3, like, is always, how do I say it? It's not as well known, of course, as the parish, and stuff like that. But I think you see this year of the talent that is in Division 3, especially. I think you're gonna have kids that are gonna go be, could have the opportunity to go D1. Really true. and not everyone, of course, but it's something special, and you can really find talent anywhere. There's guys talent in every single level. That's why you find guys in 2A, 3A, 4A of UIL of public. You find talent anywhere. There's guys, and I think Division 3 has guys but they just it's getting pushed away. But even when it's not, it shouldn't be. So talk about that because Division 3, especially in DFW, it's legit. It absolutely isn't. Even in Fort Worth with you guys, you have Willow Park if you want to count them. You have y'all. You have Covenant. So just talk about the talent that is in Division 3.
Man, I don't even know where to begin. I feel like we've all known each other for a pretty long time. All these guys from these different schools, we've competed against each other since middle school, and we've kind of grown up together. So, there's definitely a lot of talent at every single school within the district. Of course, Colleyville Covenant, they're loaded over there. There's a lot of guys over there that'll be playing next season at wherever they choose to go. I'm friends with a lot of those guys. And then, you can't not talk about Lubbock Christian and Alex Lack and what he's done throughout his high school career. And, my friend Ryan Hollingsworth, who's at Willow Park now, he's had a tremendous high school career. The list goes on and on. There's so many guys that that have a chance to go play next year at a college. My teammate JD Doder, he's insane. First year playing football. I think he surprised a lot of people. But I could spend 3 hours talking about all the talent within Division 3, and I love all these guys, and they all have a special place in my heart. Being able to compete against them over the years and help me become a better athlete, and my part in helping them become a better athlete as well.
How has it been with during COVID, being where I work and I follow recruiting really in depth. You can see the struggle that comes with the COVID years and having to deal with recruiting. How has the process been how has the process been basically with recruiting and having to get your name out there when right now a lot of teams aren't really doing the due diligence of really searching out for a lot of guys?
Right. It's been a little stressful for sure, which, recruiting always is stressful, but, with COVID, it definitely has put a lot more stress on not just the players, but the coaches as well. This virus makes everybody's job a lot harder. But the coaches are doing everything that they can do, and us as players, we just need to do everything that we can do. The process has been good. I've gotten a couple offers from D3s and NAIA schools. I'm getting some looks for some D2s and some small D1s.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to be patient and let God handle all that, because I'm going to end up where I need to be. But I'm just waiting for that jump. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when it comes to recruiting, a lot of people try to rush the process, and it's something that should not happen.
Right.
Um, you know, guy being a fan of A&M because I go to A&M. You always want guys these big time dudes to commit. And the thing about it is that being in those shoes, I understand you have to do what's best for you, and I think that's what a lot of times. That process of getting stressed about, I just need to find a place to go. Sometimes that's not the best option, and the recruiting is so hard to deal with because you have to adjust and also find what place really is right for you.
Exactly.
It's a hard thing to do, and I wish a lot of people really need to understand that because I think um, it's just insane. I think I could spend hours on recruiting because I think it's a very important topic that if you want to go play, you have to understand the process. And I think a lot of times there's not a lot of people that really understand the process at a lot of schools. So it's hard for these guys to really understand if I want to go there, is that going to be the best place for me?
Right.
And yeah,
It's all
it's
about
so go.
fit and just you got to get up there to see the place and do your research and just don't stress too much about it. Just let God handle it. That's all that you can really do.
Because there's also a lot of people that like, for me, talking about me, I love playing the game of football. It's the passion is what I want to go into.
Right.
Um, it's just what I love. It's the game of football. But I knew I didn't have the passion for it as I should have. Because I had the opportunity to go, all these schools, but I knew in it day in and day out, I didn't have the passion to do the grind of football, And for me, I knew my best fit was at A&M, the place I grew up loving and where I knew I had a future doing things I wanted to do. So that was the best fit for me.
Right.
Because you see a lot of kids go out there and chase their dreams of playing collegiate football or basketball, baseball, and then they end up transferring after 1 year because they realized they didn't have the passion for it. I don't know. I think it's a really interesting topic to think about. Like, if like you don't have the passion for it, but you just signed the dotted line because you just had this opportunity, was it really worth it?
Yeah, there's just a lot that goes into it for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Here are some good questions. So you played. Who was the? You played what? Safety or a corner when you're on defense?
I started at corner
Yeah.
my freshman and at the beginning of my sophomore year, and then I moved to free safety. So
So who are the best athletes you've ever had to play against, like in high school so far?
first name I'm gonna throw out there, um, man, oh man,
Because okay, you know what?
probably Kai Geezy, Shiner's quarterback,
You cold?
literally can do it all.
Yeah.
Uh, he's like me. He's not the biggest guy, but he will outrun you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll out jump you. He can do anything on the field. And also, upcoming star Christian Wells over there at Covenant. You
Yeah.
know, can't talk enough about that kid.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of heart for the game, and I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't get a chance in high school. Oh wait, I did actually my sophomore year. Mayan Hicks over at
Yeah.
Pantego, absolute monster,
Yeah.
and he's gonna do great things where he's heading, and have a lot of respect for that guy. And Austin Sheets, great guy. He's a friend. He really did a good job of stepping into that role as the quarterback this year.
Right.
Did this job leading his team. Uh, can't give enough props to that guy. And once again, this is another thing I could spend 3 hours on. There's so many guys
Absolutely.
that I had the opportunity to line up across and go at it with for these last 4 years. So
Yeah. Another one. What was your favorite like play or like maybe even favorite game you've ever played in, or yeah, you know what I mean?
dang, oh man, that's a hard one. Uh,
You want me? I'll tell you mine. I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast. Is
right
so
ahead.
what was it? My senior year, we were playing Fort Worth Country Day. This did not count, by the way, before anyone comes out. So it was a field goal. Uh, it was on a field goal, and we missed a snap. So our quarterback Curtis rolled out to the side, right, and he rolled out trying to find someone to go, and no one was there. So he rolled out back away. I'm on the line, just scored a touchdown, tired. So I'm just like watching kind of the play go. Then I see him roll back my way. So I don't know why, but my inner tight end comes out. This is the dumbest play ever. But I stick my hand up like, oh yeah, pass me the ball. I'm open, right? So he actually then goes and passes me the ball on this field goal, and I go up, I moss it. I'm Rob Gronkowski. You know how it is. I
Okay.
hit it. I dive in, and I get the 2 points. Of course, I'm a lineman, so of course it doesn't count. But a lineman's dream of scoring a touchdown, I got to do it my senior year. We lost that game badly, but that's not the point. Um, it was a really cool experience for me because I think it was really fun, and I can always say that I have the best completion percentage and touchdown percentage in SES history of 1 for 1 for a touchdown. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. What
Um,
about you? What's your favorite play you've ever done?
Dang, man. I think favorite play alone, probably probably at ACU when
Mhm.
I scored my 100th touchdown.
Wow.
It was just a crazy play because Cade Hollingsworth, our quarterback, was literally backpedaling, threw it off his back foot, just launched it, and I'm running the wheel route, and I see the safety like coming at me, and I'm like, oh no, like
Yeah.
this is good, and I thought it was going to be too short and too inside,
Hmm.
but I just laid out and it landed right here in my hands, and you know it was crazy, great throw. I think that was probably the most memorable play of my high school career. So
Absolutely. I mean, like that 100 touchdowns in a career. I think that's absolutely impressive and something that should be talked about because not a lot of people in the state of Texas are able to do that. So props to you. I mean, um, heck of a career. Uh, Asked this a while back. Who talk about your team? Who's a guy who's the jokester? Who is the guy that was too hype? I talked about this on the podcast a while back, but who are those guys on your team?
well, for the jokester one, I could literally say anybody on the team.
Right.
Go ahead and shout out Ronnie Richardson and Ryder Strand. They always have great mentalities. They're always joking around and you know making jokes and giving everybody a high spirit. But then when it's time to work, they
Right.
can get down and dirty. Love those guys. Those are two seniors that I've grown up with, and I have to give props to Aiden Tidwell. He came to Lake Country this year. This was his first year, and he really helped us out a lot. He's got some opportunities to go play at the next level, so I'm excited to see what he does. And like I said, JD, big defensive end, first year playing football. He's got some offers. He doesn't know whether he wants to play football or basketball yet, so he's still, getting offers for both of those and trying to decide.
Right.
And then probably my best friend on the team, Connor Donathan. He's a DN/receiver. I think we have a lot of chemistry because we run that toss pass where I get the ball and just throw it up to him. We've had a lot of success with that. And he's been my best friend since middle school, and love that guy. And I just love the whole team. We're all really close, and we had a lot of success together. And I just one last thing about the team I want to say. I want to thank Cade Hollingsworth. He stepped up this year, and he did a great job. Following in his brother's footsteps, and he had a great season. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think him being a junior, I think that's going to be a bright future ahead with him at the helm next year for sure. Um, I always ask this because who was a guy that is underrated for your team? Um, that like wasn't really talked about a lot. I know I ask this to everyone because I think it's a really important topic because I want people to understand the culture at a lot of these places and guys who should be noticed that really don't. So is there a guy that is on the top of your head that you want to say?
I've got like two or three guys.
Go for it.
So go ahead and start with Zach Timms.
Mm-hmm.
He literally does everything on the field. He was a corner and receiver, and then he was forced to move to fullback and outside linebacker.
Wow.
Uh, junior year, and he did a great job. Led the team in tackles. He flies all over the field, and I feel like he doesn't get enough recognition for everything that he does. And then another one, he won't be underrated for long, but Kevin Durd, backup quarterback. He played some slot, played some safety. He's an insane athlete. He's an insane basketball player as well. Um, People will know his name here pretty quick. He's definitely going to be on the top of a lot of people's lists. Uh, probably probably a Division I player in basketball and football, to be honest. Can't say enough about that kid. And then last one, I'd probably go with Jackson Duffy. He's been our inside linebacker since sophomore year. He, he just makes plays. He is really smart on the football field. He knows how to read the offense and know where he needs to be. And he makes a lot of tackles for us. And, just really thankful to have him, up the middle.
Absolutely, absolutely. What side of the ball do you like playing more? Offense, defense?
Definitely offense.
Right.
I enjoy defense a lot. But nothing compares to having the ball in your hand right here and going to
Absolutely.
down. So
Yeah. Talk about, you know, talk about that relationship with having a coach as like having a coach be your dad. I think that's
yeah,
really interesting because you don't have that a lot of places. I mean, well, you have Coach Flowers over at my high school. You have Coach Flowers and Tyson being those guys that are together. Talk about that relationship because I know, uh, of course, he pushes you to be the best because all dads do. But talk about like him pushing you, but at the same time, he's still your coach and being able, like coaching you up and doing the right thing.
I'll start off by saying that I feel like he definitely goes a lot harder on me than other people. Some people don't understand that. They're like,
Right.
well, oh, you're his son, so maybe he doesn't, go as hard on you. No, everybody knows on the team too that he definitely goes harder on me than everybody else. He pushes me to be the best that I can be. And, he teaches me how to be a good football player, but he also leads me in the right direction in life as well. Teaches me how to be a better man and prepares me for my future. And, I can't say enough about him. I'm extremely thankful for everything that he's done. And a lot of players on the team will tell you how much they love him. I mean, he's still in contact with players from Southwest Christian and all the players that he's coached over the years. He's been invited to weddings and birthdays and all that. Everybody's really thankful for all that he does. On and off the field, and it's really special. Like you said, not a lot of people get to experience it, so I feel like we did a good job of taking advantage of that opportunity, and we just really thankful for everything that we accomplished over the years.
Right. I think that's honestly great. I think that's great to say. Talk about okay, so you this is like you have I mean finalized your career at Lake Country. How do you think from where you started to where you ended it? Like have you left it in a better place and are you excited to go watch the future of this team?
I am extremely excited to watch the future of the team. I think that there's a bright future with, like I said, Kevin and his brother Dougie, who plays receiver. Uh, Adam Lindsay,
Mhm.
our fullback and middle linebacker. He's only a sophomore. He's a grown man, puts in work every single day. But he's another one of those goofy kids. Um, but we also have a lot of young offensive linemen that I think are going to grow up and mature, and they'll be ready. And I think that the future looks bright, and I'm definitely excited to come back and watch and help coach some kids up and get them ready. And I think that I left a positive mark on the program. But even before I was there, the program was still successful, and there were some big guys there, and some good teams. But I think that me and just my whole senior class, everybody tells us that whole senior class has really left uh, the the school better than how it was before we got there. We've done a lot in athletics and academics, so we just love our coaches and our teachers, and we just we love everything about the school, and we're thankful for everything that Lake Country's done for us.
Absolutely. Well, Hayden, I thank you for your time. I think this is going to wrap it up, and I appreciate you coming on, talking about your whole time here at Lake Country, and I wish the best for you in your recruiting process and your future. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.